While doing renovations, or with the change of season, it is very important to check or change your furnace filter. I've been complaining about how cold it is on site, so naturally, Corey's gonna take care of the temperature by turning on the furnace. But wait, you gotta see what we found. Let's turn up the heat. I'm Danielle, and welcome to De-cor Homes.
This is like a bad haircut. Yuck. Do you know how unsafe this is? You get no heat in your house. Change your furnace filter. I'm scared. Now, baby, bring the heat. I can't wait to feel the heat now. Whew. It is like 10 degrees in this house. Hi there, Corey from De-cor Homes here. On today's episode, we're going to talk about furnace filters and the importance of checking your furnace filter and making sure that you have a clean one. Also, how do you even put in one of these suckers? Now, before even considering pulling out this filter, we need to turn off the furnace. Turning off this furnace will eliminate the suction that's currently pulling through, and it'll allow you to pull out the filter with ease. Now, the simple way of turning off your furnace is going up and turning it off by the switch. Every furnace has a switch located somewhere nearby that would allow you to turn it on and off with ease without having to go to the panel. So every furnace always has a switch in the furnace room. In this furnace room, I believe it's right over here. So we flick the switch to turn it off. I'm at this project, and I turn on the furnace for the first time since we got here, and the first thing I smell is like a burning smell. And then I think to myself, I'm like, okay, that's normal, there's a little dust, but the airflow isn't coming out correctly. Then when I go downstairs to check the furnace filter,
you're fired!
This is what I got. Do you see a difference? Do you see? Pontiac vibe? Lamborghini. People, check your furnace filter. I beg you, check your furnace filter. Now, this is telling me, first off, that the furnace filter was installed backwards because the screen here is supposed to prevent this from pulling through into the furnace. Had we not changed this, all of this could have actually gotten sucked into the furnace, and it could actually ruin your furnace. With this, we had no airflow, nothing going through, so we bought ourselves a couple of new furnace filters, and we'll put them in correctly this time. This 3M one was really basic too. It says airflow in that direction. Wire side towards furnace fan. So that would have been the case. It would have been installed this way. The screen would have prevented it from pulling through. Man, there's not a lot of room in here, eh? The airflow is sucking through here and into the furnace. So picture the arrow going that way. When installing the furnace filter, it says airflow going this direction, which means that way all gets sucked through. We should just have to put this in and drop it in. I'd love for you to see this view. Check it out. It's amazing, the things you don't quite see, the tight spaces that trades have to stay in, kind of silly. Check this one out. I can't quite just drop it in straight, so we gotta wiggle our way through. And kind of maybe, let's see here. The best tip I could always give you when working in tight spaces is just to wiggle your way through. Oftentimes that friction, just need to get it a little bit further, and oh, there we go. There we go, now we're straightening out, we're getting past the hump. I'm just trying to get it below here. We'll offer a slightly different view since I need two hands. Hitting some sort of obstacle down there. There we go. So what I needed to do is basically put enough pressure so that the bottom was going down straight. Now that it's straight, bam, jokes. Typically, there is a plate cover inside here. We'll turn the furnace back on. Now, furnace filters come really cheap. They go as low as like $5-6 if you can get them without any of these meshes or anything like that. Furnaces pull quite hard, so it's always nice to get a mesh on your furnace filter. These filters come a little bit more expensive though. If you buy them individually, they can range from like $20 to $30 a piece. But if you get multi-packs, the multi-packs come a lot cheaper and you can save on every 3, let's say. So these ones I believe were like $30 by themselves. So if I were to get 3, it'd be like $90. But I got a 3-pack for $60. So always buy multi-packs. If you're working on anything, multi-packs are significantly cheaper. Buying one at a time, you never get a quantity discount because you're only getting one. So a couple things to keep in mind when talking about furnace filters. Filters actually come in different filtration levels. This multi-pack that we bought here by 3M has one that has a filter level of 1500 and one of 1900. So that means that the blue is actually a better filter. When you're looking through the Home Depot or Lowe's or any type of construction store in general, you may want to consider getting a better or a lesser quality filter. If you have people who are severely allergic to dust, you may want to consider getting the filters that protect you as much as you can from dust particles or pet hair or pet dander. Sometimes what happens is the filter is sometimes too strong. It'll prevent your furnace from getting a good suction. This is sometimes the case. Now, other than making sure that the filter is facing in the right direction, which is absolutely critical, if you fail to do this, then you can ruin your furnace. Okay, so sink that through your head. One of the last things you have to worry about is the size. There's a million different sizes. 16 by 25, which means 16 inches by 25 inches by little old one. 16 by 25 by 1. That's the most common size for furnace filters. They do come in different sizes, but this is the most common size. Make sure you bring either your old furnace filter or take a picture of the size or write down the size, because nothing sucks more than showing up to the hardware store and not remembering what size you got, or perhaps accidentally buying the wrong size. Like I was saying earlier, the mesh is a nice option. This one has a mesh on both sides, so it's kind of stupid proof, right? So even if you put it on the wrong side, it'll still get the job done. When doing construction or any dusty work, any demolition or any drywall, it's always very critical to turn off the furnace. You don't want your furnace running when you're doing dusty work, because all this additional dust will actually wear and tear on your furnace, and your furnace will wear to a point where it could just break down because it's being overworked. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. It's always the basic things that always seem to elude us, right? Please leave a comment below. We love hearing from you. If you have any questions, we're here to answer them. Check out our description for any details on products that we use today. And as usual, I hope you learned a lot. I'll see you on the flip side. Oh yeah. Bring the heat. That feels good.
You made it to the end. Make sure you check out our other videos and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.